for the governor of Virginia, it's also part of a larger racial justice agenda that he's pursuing after his own troubled past on race was thrust into the spotlight last year. My colleague, Geoff Bennett, just sat down with the governor to talk about his past and how that past is really shaping how he's trying to move the state forward. Geoff joins me now. What's the governor saying about his past and about the moment that we find ourselves in now?
Hey, Craig, great to see you as always. I'll tell you what, this national reckoning over racial issues is resonating differently here in Virginia because Virginia, as you well know, is the cradle of American slavery. This building where I'm standing right now, the Virginia Capitol building, was once the capital of the Confederacy, and Virginia has more monuments and statues to Confederate leaders than any other state in the nation. And so one of the things that Governor Northam told me in our exclusive, wide-ranging sit-down earlier today was that he views these Confederate statues as symbols of divisiveness. He says that they were intentionally erected as symbols of white supremacy and that he intends to use as much intention aimed at removing them. Now, that is a fairly remarkable statement for any Southern governor to make, especially one who just a year and a half ago withstood immense pressure to step down after that racist photo on his med school yearbook page emerged. It showed one man dressed in blackface, another in a Ku Klux Klan robe. Governor Northam, at the time, said that he was not in the photo. I asked him about that again today. He still contends he's not one of the two people in the photo. But when he withstood that pressure to resign, he said that he would focus the rest of his term on pursuing a racial justice agenda. And a number of his supporters and detractors have been really surprised by the fact that he has done just that. Now, one of the things that happens when we have these conversations about race and racial justice is that it falls on black people to explain racism, to educate. And what that does is that it sort of perpetuates this narrative that racism is a black problem when, frankly, it's an American problem. So I asked the governor what he thinks white people can and should do to pursue racial justice. Here's what he told me. What role do you think white people have to play in pursuing racial justice?
I think white people need to listen, and I think they have recognized or are recognizing the pain that exists because of the protest. And I think they also realize that the burden of educating, of making people aware in this country of our 400 years of history, that burden needs to shift from people of color to people that look like me. And certainly as a leader, as the governor of Virginia, I have listened to a lot of people. I've learned a lot. The more I know, the more I can do. And so as a leader, as an educator, I think this is a great opportunity.
So one of the things the governor's trying to do now is to meet that talk with action. He said that one of the things he learned in his conversations with people after the blackface scandal is that he sort of acknowledged and fully realized that racism is systemic. That's what he told me. And he says that because that is the case, it's incumbent upon him to create a system to dismantle it. And so far, he has either announced or signed into law, at least by my count, some 50 racial equity policies. That includes restoring civil rights for people who were convicted of felonies, to trying to address the disparity that exists between black and white women when they are pregnant. A whole host of things, Craig, to also include expanding voting rights. He's signing another one into law just today, in fact, Greg.
Hey there, I'm Chris Hayes from MSNBC. Thanks for watching MSNBC on YouTube. If you want to keep up to date with the videos we're putting out, you can click subscribe just below me or click over on this list to see lots of other great videos.